Have you ever felt like you're carrying an invisible weight, something that drains you from the inside, but you don't exactly know where it's coming from? As if, no matter how hard you try, you can't shake the feeling of unease that never leaves you. It could be a knot in your stomach, an inexplicable emptiness, or even a persistent fear, the kind that quietly follows you, keeping you on constant alert. If you've ever found yourself asking, "Why do I feel like this? What's happening to me?" I want you to know that this unease is not a random accident. There is a reason for it. This feeling is trying to tell you something, and the answer to what you're going through is closer than you think. It's not a sign of weakness, but a message of transformation. In the next few minutes, I'm going to help you understand what this unease is trying to teach you. How you can use it, not as a burden, but as a key to open doors you may not have even noticed before. This video is not just about understanding what's happening inside you, but about learning how to transform this pain into something powerful. Stay with me until the end because what you'll discover could be the answer you've been looking for, the key that will set you free into a new phase of your life. Now, I need you to stop everything for a moment and focus, because what I'm about to share might be exactly the change you've been waiting for to understand what's really going on in your mind and heart. In the next few minutes, I'm going to reveal something that could completely change the way you see this unease. What you're feeling right now, that tightness in your chest, the insecurity, the weight that seems to consume you without explanation, is a sign. And I know that deep down, you're already wondering, why is this happening to me? How am I going to get through this? I want you to understand that this unease is not a punishment nor a burden without purpose. It is the first sign that something inside you is about to be transformed. And most importantly, you have the power to use this to your advantage. I'm not here to give you simplistic answers or offer you a magical solution. What I'm going to share with you now is a real, deep, and powerful process that will help you find the purpose behind this internal struggle. When you understand what lies behind this pressure, you'll realize that instead of being an obstacle, this feeling could be the key to your transformation. It's not just about understanding why you feel this way, but about what you can do with it to transform your life. I know you must be tired of feeling this way, of living with this weight, not knowing how to deal with it. But by the end of this video, you'll have a new perspective. You'll begin to see your unease not as a prison but as an opportunity for growth. What you'll learn here could be the key you needed to finally start freeing yourself from this feeling and take the first step towards something much lighter, truer, and more aligned with your purpose. Stay with me until the end because what you'll discover might be exactly what's missing to start this transformational journey. Now, I want you to close your eyes for a moment and take a deep breath. Feel the air entering and leaving your body, as if with each breath, you're releasing a bit more of the tension you've been carrying. Don't rush. Breathe slowly and deliberately, as if, in some way, you're letting go of each weight, each worry that has accumulated inside you. For a moment, imagine that this unease you feel is like an invisible weight, a burden you constantly carry, but can't seem to put down, no matter how hard you try. It could be a persistent fear, an internal doubt that never fades, or even the pressure of expectations, yours or others. It might be all of these mixed together, each layer overlapping, creating this suffocating feeling. But now, I want you to see this feeling, this unease, in a completely different way. It's not there to punish or bring you down. On the contrary, this unease is a signal. It's telling you something important. The feeling of discomfort, of being overwhelmed, is your inner self's way of getting your attention. It's like an alarm going off, saying, something needs to change. It could be a situation in your life, something you've been putting off, a choice that hasn't been made, or even an internal change happening without you realizing it. This uncomfortable feeling is not trying to hurt you, but wake you up. It's an invitation, a message that wants to teach you something essential. Now, I want you, with all your attention, to tell yourself, silently or out loud, with an open heart. This unease does not define me. It is just a signal that I am in process, in evolution, and I am ready to hear what it has to teach me. Unease is not a full stop. It is a signal that something within you is about to change. It shows you where transformation is happening, where your growth is waiting to be lived. Instead of seeing yourself as a victim of this unease, begin to see yourself as someone who is receiving an alert, an invitation to a new version of yourself. This unease, this discomfort, is not the end of the line. On the contrary, it's the beginning. The starting point for a journey of change and liberation. When you begin to understand this, when you start to listen to what your unease has to say, you'll realize that you're about to take an important step, leaving behind something that no longer serves you and moving towards something much bigger. This process may be difficult, yes. But remember, unease is not your enemy. It is an ally, a teacher, guiding you to the place where you truly need to be. Now that you understand that unease is not something to be feared or avoided, but something to be interpreted and understood, let's take a deeper step. It's time to turn this understanding into action. I want you to stop for a moment and think about the 3 most present sources of unease in your life right now. It could be that situation that causes you anxiety every day, that insecurity that won't go away, or even that internal dilemma you've been postponing for so long. Whatever it is, it doesn't matter the size or intensity, just be honest with yourself. Now, grab a piece of paper or open the Notes app on your phone and write down those 3 sources of unease. Do this now, without rushing, without judgment. The simple act of identifying these areas is already an important step, because when you name what bothers you, you start to gain control over it. Don't ignore it, don't hide from it. Be truthful with yourself. Now that you've written down those 3 sources of unease, next to each one, write down a small but decisive action you can take today. It doesn't need to be a big action, and it doesn't have to be the complete solution to the problem. The goal here is not to solve everything at once, but to take the first step toward facing that unease. It could be a difficult conversation you need to have with someone, a small fear you can face in a simple way, or even a move toward an important decision you've been postponing for some time. The key is the first step. For example, if your unease comes from a situation that causes you anxiety at work, the action might be as simple as asking for help or sharing your concerns with someone you trust. If the unease is internal, something related to insecurity, your action might be to do something that challenges you, like stepping out of your comfort zone or seeking information that will help you better understand that insecurity. Any step, no matter how small, is a movement of resistance to the unease. Remember, the key here is not to take huge leaps, but to act, even in small ways. Every step you take toward facing that unease weakens its power over you. The unease, no matter how strong it feels, will not disappear overnight. But the action you take now will start to transform what seemed like a weight into a driving force for your change. It's like planting a seed that, over time, will grow into something much bigger. At the end of the day, I want you to review your list and ask yourself, how did I feel after taking these small steps? Notice what happened with the unease. Is it still there? It might be, but you'll have noticed that it no longer holds the same power. Each decision to act, no matter how small, starts to turn that unease into something productive. It will no longer dominate you. On the contrary, it will propel you to the next phase of your life, to the next evolution of who you are. And I want you to realize the real impact of your action, because unease will no longer be something that pulls you back. It will become the energy that pushes you forward. Every small step you take is a victory over it, and with every victory, you are becoming a stronger version of yourself, more capable of dealing with what's to come. Now, it's up to you. Are you ready to act? Now, as you look at this unease, I want you to understand, it is not a barrier, it is a powerful signal that something inside you is about to transform. This discomfort you're feeling is not the end of the road, it's the beginning of a new cycle, a process of growth. The answer to what you're feeling is already within you. All this pressure, all this restlessness, is simply your body and mind trying to alert you to what needs to be done. All you need to do now is listen to what it has to teach you. Every uncomfortable feeling, every doubt that plagues you, every moment of insecurity, all of that is an invitation for growth. Unease often shows up when something is about to change. It's pushing you out of your comfort zone because that's where transformation happens. You are not alone in this process. Many people, perhaps even those you admire most, have faced or are facing what you're feeling. Unease is not a permanent obstacle. It is a tool. A tool you can use to open doors that were closed. And once you understand it, you can use it in your favor. If this video touched something inside you, share it with someone who also needs this message. Sometimes, the only thing someone needs to hear is that their inner struggles are not in vain. That they have a purpose. That the process of transformation is already underway, even if they can't see it clearly right now. You may be the missing key to help someone realize that the struggles we face today become the forces that push us forward tomorrow. Before you leave, I want you to commit to yourself. Write in the comments what the first step is that you will take to transform your unease into action. What is the first move you will make to give meaning to this feeling? It could be something small, but meaningful. By writing it down, you're not just sharing your intention with the world, you're making a commitment to yourself. Change begins with action. And action starts with the decision to take the first step. Remember, the unease you feel right now is not a sign of weakness, but of process. You are in transition, you are evolving, and you are closer to transformation than you think. Don't run away from this feeling, don't try to hide from it. Use it as fuel for the next chapter of your life. Start today, with one small step. You are closer than you think.